Welcome back to another top 10 list. These are the top 10 things that were wrong, or at least were bad things, about Secret Empire, the event that just recently wrapped up, as recently as just last month. These are the things I thought were wrong with the entire event. Now, it did have some good things with it, which I'll get to in that video, but it had the same problem the Civil War II had. It had a good start, but the ending is something else. I'll get to the ending soon. Alright, the first thing I thought was really wrong with this was the destruction of Las Vegas. Yeah. Why? Did the city need to be destroyed during the entire event? No. The only reason why Nick Spencer did was for shock value. Which, by the way, there's something else for shock value, which I'll get to in a minute. This happens virtually almost off panel, and the reasoning for the destruction of Las Vegas is for them hiding the underground. That's it. That's the only reason why. You can arrest some of the leaders in Las Vegas. You don't need to blow up the entire freaking city. Yeah, this was completely unnecessary to do, and this was just shock value. And my number 9 actually ties into this. Sadly, Theo being put into jail over bringing up Las Vegas. I'm like, yeah. Now, I have a theory of why Nick Spencer did this. This of course, happened in the issue of Steve Rogers, of Captain America Steve Rogers, where, sadly, now, for some reason, I have no idea why they did this. They bring up Civil War Frontline, an interview that people had with Captain America, where they thought he was outdated because he didn't watch NASCAR or have a MySpace. For some reason, apparently Nick Spencer did remember that scene, but he changed the dialogue for no reason. Now, she said MySpace. For some reason, he changed it to Twitter. I have no idea why. Now, I get the fact Cap doesn't like this woman at all, because she's kind of annoying. Excuse me. And the fact that she's a character from the Spider-Man comic books. She is put in jail just for bringing up Las Vegas. I'm like, a city was destroyed and you don't want to talk about it? Seriously? What the heck is your problem? And, she just mentions the word Las Vegas, and the interview just ends in the spot, and she's put in jail, and she's never seen or mentioned again. Does anybody go free her? Nope. Sure. She is never run over again. She just appears for this one issue and has never seen her from again. Yeah. Alright, number 8. The Thunderbolts series ending before the event. I don't get why this series ended for, but it did. Yeah. In the last issue itself, apparently Kobach is blowing up for some reason, despite the fact that last issue she was perfectly fine. And this is actually when the catalyst that leads into Secret Empire. The series just ends, and in the last issue they have Bucky being strapped to a plane and then being blown up, though he miraculously survives. They don't show, which I'll get to about that in a minute, but this was an awesome comic book. I get the fact that Marvel's trying to relive some nostalgic days, like bring it back to Thunderbolts and pretty much reuniting the original team, minus, at this point, Songbird and Baron Zemo, though for some reason they put Songbird back on the team anyways for some strange reason. Yeah. But yeah, this by far was kind of a dumb idea to do, especially since Thunderbolts was a really dang good series. Alright, number 7. The Champions doing almost absolutely nothing throughout the entire event. They're there. The only thing noteworthy to note is that they actually, in a one-shot, they just went on a cover and acquire, and that's really it. The Champions did virtually nothing. They're there. Heck, even their tie-in, they did virtually nothing. If you're going to have a group of heroes in the event, have them do something, not just sit around and just do nothing. throughout the entirety of the event. I mean, yeah, the only thing good about the time was the fact that they had a few new members like Ironheart. I think they added the new Patriot. Aside from new members, the champions didn't do anything noteworthy. I mean, Miles did a lot more stuff than they did. The group themselves did nothing. They were there, but they did virtually jack frickin' squat. And what was the whole point of having the group tie into the series? Yeah, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Alright, number 6, the few plot holes in the event. Yeah, I have to bring this up. There are certain things that were never explained, like, oh, Bruce Banner's alive. How the heck did this happen? Despite the fact he got killed off the year prior by Hawkeye with an arrow through his head, kind of like how Prometheus did in the Cry for Justice miniseries in, I believe it was 2009, I believe it was. Yeah, 2009, which pretty much was kind of the same time as Blackest Night. So, I don't know, maybe maybe Bendis got a note from Robinson to have Hawkeye do the same thing with the Hulk. Yeah, and then Bruce Banner was brought back, no explanation for it at all. Yeah, and he's seen for end of one issue, and then he shows up in the next issue, does some fighting, disappears, and never mentioned again. Let's see. Another plot hole. When in the world did Scarlet Witch get possessed by a demon? And of course, the Vision being corrupted by a virus. When the heck did this happen? No, seriously. These two things were never explained. At least in the case of Thor, at least his reasoning for siding with Steve actually was explained. As for those other two, nope. Apparently Nick Spencer and apparently no other writer doing tie-ins for Secret Empire bothered to explain this little plot hole. What else? What other little plot holes was there? Let's see. The whole thing with the other Steve Rogers, that has not been properly explained yet. During the event, oh yeah, we have another Steve Rogers for some reason. And that's it for shock value. Now in the case of the Punisher, working for Hydra, yeah, that was a shocking thing, and they did kind of explain it. That I didn't feel as though it was a plot hole. Let's see what else. Excuse me. Oh yeah, Sharon Carter. I have to bring this up. Sharon Carter was seen frequently throughout the whole event. She did nothing. Absolutely nothing. And why? Oh, her reasoning is that she was imprisoned. First put under house arrest, and then she was put in the same jail cell as Rick Jones for no reason, which I'll talk about Jones in a minute. I'm trying to think, was there any other plot holes? Nope. No other plot holes I can think of. Number 5, Ultron. Yeah, Ultron showed up for like 2 issues, and yeah, just sort of in one issue. Oh yeah, here's Ultron for no reason, and what does he do in the next issue? Has a talk with the two sides and does nothing. Okay, what's the whole point of bringing an old Avengers villain to the event? And he does virtually nothing. Yeah, pretty much Ultron being in the Secret Empire was completely pointless. Yeah, there was no reason for it at all. There was no build to it. It's like, oh, here's frickin' Ultron for no explained reason. He didn't kill anybody. He just talked to people. He never interacted with his creator's daughter at all. As far as I can tell, he still hasn't. Yeah. Ultron. Why didn't he be an event? No idea. Also never bothered to explain where the heck he got that city from. Yep. Alright, number 4, the deaths of Black Widow and Rick Jones. Now, Black Widow talking with Rick Jones, like, okay, he gets captured because he leaks some intel to certain people. I mean, I get the fact that he was a supporting character in the Captain America Steve Rogers book, where, well, actually he was a supporting. He's basically an old Stan Lee Jack Kirby character. He's an old friend of the Hulk, Captain America, even Captain Marvel. and he was revealed to be the hacker Whisperer. He got that basically hacking ability when he was cured from being A-bomb. And somehow he gets executed off panel. I don't get why. And he kept delaying it for no reason. Yeah, Steve did. His body was never shown. Oh yeah, he's dead. No reason why. Well, actually, there was a reason why, but they never showed a body. The other, of course, is a really big one. The death of Black Widow. Like, oh, there was no reason for this. And I've heard that she's coming back. Marvel Legacy. I'm like, wow. Man, you killed off a character for absolutely no reason, Nick Spencer. Yeah. No reason at all. Oh, yeah. She gets clipped in the jaw with Cap's shield, and somehow that kills her. That can easily knock her out, not kill her. I mean, his shield is. I mean, his shield. Yeah, I get the shield's made of metal. It could easily just knock her out, but apparently, oh, she's dead for no reason, aside from shock value. No idea why. All right, number 3, and this is personally one of my biggest complaints about the entire event. Though there is something else basically that's higher than this. Basically, one of my biggest problems with Secret Empire, and a few of my friends know about this, the fact that Peter Parker Spider-Man throughout almost the entire event is absent for no explained reason. There is no reason for his absence at all. He doesn't finally make an appearance in the actual main series until the Pendulum issue. Oh, and he does nothing. Yeah, basically his contribution to Secret Empire is dealt with in his own tie-in. And I kind of have to ask, why was he absent? It's kind of the same thing with him, his apparent involvement in Civil War II, where at the end of his own miniseries, apparently he's siding with Carol Danvers. But as for the main series itself, he doesn't make a physical appearance at all. I mean, the last time he made a physical appearance in the main series crossover event was Secret Wars. This time he finally does, and he shows up in issue 9 for a cameo. In issue 10, he just shows up a cameo again and does nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm like, why in the world is Spider-Man absent for? I mean, in the main series, they're never bothered an explanation why. As a matter of fact, prior to making his physical appearance in issue 9, he appeared on a couple of the covers, the main series covers. I don't remember who did the covers, but the covers were really good. But as for Spider-Man in the event, I'm thinking though, Spider-Man's one of the big guns in the Marvel Universe, and he is absent from the event for no explained reason. Yeah, I mean, if you read the entire 10 issues, he appears for like 2 pages out of 10 issues. I'm like, seriously? Why in the heck would Nick Spencer even do this at all? And I get the reason why Standoff, he wasn't involved with that. That was Nick Spencer's previous crossover, because Spider-Man was not on the Avengers at that point. He did rejoin the Avengers at the Civil War II, but as for Standoff, at least that was a good reason why, and that was basically focused in one area. Well, in the case of Secret Empire, this affected the entire country and pretty much most of the planet. And I'm thinking, though, really, Nick Spencer? You have Spider-Man, the original one, absent throughout the whole entire event. Oh, and by the way, what does he do this time? He fights Dr. Octopus all over the world. That's really it. And it was a pretty good tie-in. I got handed the slot basically for that, though the next issue wasn't really much of anything noteworthy. Spider-Man be absent of the whole event for no explained reason. There is no dialogue reason. He's never even referenced. And I'm reading this whole event, and I'm like, I'm asking, like, I'm reading the book, I'm like, where is Spider-Man? I mean, I see pretty much everybody else, a lot of the big name characters, but where the heck is Spider-Man? He's not there. There's no reason for it at all. There's no on-panel reason, there's no reference, nothing. And then he shows up for a cameo for no reason. Yeah. Oh, the new Titan thing, that's fine. I didn't have a really big problem with that at all. But, yeah. I don't think there was anything wrong with this. Alright, number 2. And this is one of my big gripes with the event. A little bit bigger than, let's say, Peter, just as bad as basically Peter Parker not being involved or even seen almost the entire event. With this now, normally when Marvel does crossovers, usually have a series ends during the actual event, or just afterwards, or a little bit afterwards. In the case of this particular series, there was no reason to end the series at all. It was a great series. What series this ended? Occupy Avengers, after only releasing 9 issues. 9 issues. A series that had started off with two-parters, a 3-parter, and it ended with a 2-parter. And it kind of felt like the series was going someplace and then just abruptly ended. Maybe due to low sales, I don't know. There was no reason for it at all. There was nothing in the letters page that, oh yeah, this was the last issue or next issue, last one. There was no announcement, it just abruptly ends after only releasing 9 issues. I mean, the series started off with the first 2 arcs, basically just revisiting canceled series. First, revisiting Red Wolf, Nathaniel Emerson series, awesome series. I highly recommend trying it out. Where those 2 issues, Hawkeye meets up with Red Wolf. They start forming a team and they take down Hydro Man. And of course, Hydro Man is first in a few years, and I've seen this guy, so yeah. And then of course, the next arc, they get their transportation they have throughout pretty much the rest of the series, which is basically a sentient shield van. And pretty much they revisit a series David Walker had, the series that ended the previous year, Nighthawk. And they took the character Nightshade, which was a supporting character in that book, because Nighthawk was protector of Chicago. Yep. Yeah. And I do highly recommend checking that series. That series was really good. Canceled due to low sales, despite the fact the series was really good. And it was an ongoing series. Not a limited series, an ongoing one. And then the next 3 issues dealt with immigration. We also had the introduction of WizKid. You had him join the team. Interesting little 3-parter. And then the last couple issues, apparently Nightshade is the new Nighthawk for no reason. And this is another thing, part of this number 2. The off-panel death of Nighthawk. Why was he killed? When did this happen? Oh, he just got killed. He got executed by Steve Rogers. Why? No idea why. Just that he was executed. I don't know why. At least at the end of the 3rd arc, you actually look like you actually have a team coming together. They don't necessarily call themselves the Occupy Avengers. They're an Avengers type team. What the people are interested in a group of people who are basically, with the exception of Hawkeye, basically a group of known, pretty much people hardly anybody knows about. I have no idea, but I do think that ending the Occupy Avengers series was a terrible idea, especially as I think David Walker had more plans for the series. And Plus was actually one of 2 titles he was doing at that point. Now he's doing just 1, and that's Luke Cage, which that's returning to its original numbering, which I'm glad the fact he's doing that. But I don't get why the series had to end for. It just did. And I was thinking, though, what title would name of Avengers? You're probably thinking, the title might last for a good period of time. Nope, it gets canceled in 9 issues. And the last Avengers had to end prior to Occupy Avengers. I believe it was, I think it was A-Force was the last one. Yeah, it was A-Force. New Avengers had to take into account because that was relaunched as U.S. Avengers. But, yeah, the last one was A-Force, and that ended after 10 issues. And that one, I heard the reasoning for that ending, that series ending, was for low sales. Occupy Avengers had no reason for ending at all. Nope, just didn't. This series ending, I don't really get why. Just, 9 issues, that's it. No more series for no explained reason. And number one, the ending of the main event, where it's a pretty decent ending. It's not good. I actually enjoy the scene of, well, the real Steve Rogers fighting Hydra Cap, and I had some problems per se. Plus the whole strange thing with the using the Cosmic Cube to rewrite history. I'm like, no reason for this. And there's a character that appears in this issue, and I'm like, who is this character? Why is he giving his own spotlight thing on the characters who appear in this particular issue? There is no reason for this at all. It's just that, oh, we have this no-name character apparently getting some brief biography. Apparently, I think his name is Jason Braidstein. Apparently, he was an Inhuman that was basically someone Tao told that he wasn't human, so the humans were in prison labor camps. Yeah, that is kind of a bad thing, but that's a minor thing. These are like big problems I have with the series. It's just that Nick Spencer did end this event okay. It's just that, well, it's not a very good ending. I mean, don't get me wrong, the fight between two Captain Americas is great. It's just that this is one of the most bizarre endings to a crossover I've ever seen. Oh, and apparently in the Omega issue, apparently Hydra Cap is going to be put on trial, and Hydra Cap thinks that he's going to not be charged because, like, really? What crimes? He's so freaking arrogant that he thinks he'll not be charged because, well, he's Steve Rogers, even though he's the fake Steve Rogers. Yeah, I do have a theory of why Nick Spencer did this, where he changed it where, oh, there's this other Captain, there's our Steve Rogers and he's the real one. My theory is that he was getting tired of all the death threats and people basically constantly criticizing him for having Captain America brainwashed become a Hydra agent. So, yeah. But, it's one of the most bizarre things I have ever seen. It's an okay ending. It's not terrible. It's just that, oh, big fight scene. Everyone was just expecting that, yes. But everything else about the whole issue is just not very good. I mean, like I said, the only big highlight is the fight between the two Steve Rogers. Yep. So, that's really it. If Tivy and Edgar want to do their own top 10 things that were wrong with Secret Wars, the Secret Wars Secret Empire, go right ahead. I like to hear you guys' thoughts of what you guys thought was actually wrong with the entire event. These were my problems with the event. Though this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. If you disagree with my opinion, go ahead. If you agree with my opinions, that's okay too. But these are just my honest problems with the Secret Empire event. I did the same thing with Secret Wars. I didn't do one for Civil War 2 because it had some minor problems with it. Not really big ones per se. But, yeah. And plus also, and this is an honorable mention, why did the series have to be like 12 issues long? I mean, counting the Free Comic Day issue and issue 0, those two books, along with the regular 10 issues, this is probably by far the longest crossover main series I have seen in probably 5 years. None of them have ever lasted for 12 freaking issues. 12. I'm like, wow. Seriously. But yeah, I'll probably do a list of basically top 10 good things about Secret Empire, but these are my things I thought were bad. Okay? Excuse me. That video I'll do in the near future, but I just want to get this one out there, okay? But so I see you on my next video. Bye.